Right, hello lads. It's game week 3 preview. I'd like to thank you for letting us join the league. It's been good so far. I'm really enjoying it, apart from getting beat. I'd like to start with game week 1, which is Dan versus Rag. Dan has had a 0-2 start. Rag with Pookie is winning 2-0 at the minute. We got 2 wins to 0, sorry. The big point scorer, I think, from Dan looks so far as Virgil van Dijk. But Rag's got Trent Alexander-Arnold, so clean sheets will probably cancel each other out. But they're playing Arsenal, so it's probably going to be a few goals in that game. McGinn tonight. Good point scoring last week. Playing Everton, haven't conceded yet, but I think that tonight's going to be changing that. Rag has a good defence as well. I think Rag might just edge this one again if Pookie can do it again. Playing Chelsea, who conceding a lot of goals. So I think Dan's going to win that one, yep. And the game 2, which is Sané Mane, Happy Days versus Gabe and Scranton Stragglers, however you pronounce it. Bernardo Silva, is he going to start? If he does, Bournemouth could get a lot of points there. There's also a lot of Leicester defenders in Sané Mane's team. Evans, Ricardo, Pereira. Playing Southampton, who haven't been playing too well of late. And of course Sané Mane with Kevin De Bruyne, whose points are just going to, if he stays fit, going to rack up quickly. I think that was the main factor in him beating us last week. Other than the other players who were dog shit on my team. De Gea and Nat versus Palace might be a clean sheet. Palace haven't been scoring many either. Not a team that's going to be scoring a lot of goals, with Sahar still on edge. Lanzini, nice points last week. Can he keep it going in a West Ham team who are going to be up and down this season, I think. Lamella versus Newcastle. I think Newcastle have had a bad start, tough games, but Tottenham doesn't get any easier. I think the Tottenham lads will be looking to score a few points. A close game. I think Sané Mane is going to take it, with Kevin De Bruyne as well. Game 3. We have Pinky and De Bruyne versus the Chudley Cannons. Pinky and De Bruyne, 2 wins to 0. Nearly got a controversial one chalked off. The Burnley lads are playing well for him. Can they play well against Chelsea this week? Probably. Also, he's got Lacazette in his team. Is he going to start? With them playing Liverpool, he might favour Aubameyang up front by himself. And also Heung-min Son's back this weekend again against Newcastle. Plenty of points to be scored there. Pogba for Chudley Cannons missed the penalty the other week, at the beginning of the week, sorry. He'll probably want to rectify that by scoring a few points. Bobby Firmino loves a goal against Arsenal, many points. I think that's going to be a close game, but I've got a special guest here, and it is the manager of Piggy and De Bruyne, Mr. Plopps, Mr. Christoph himself.
Hello, gentlemen.
So how do you think this game week's going to go? With you personally against the Chudley Cannons?
See, last season, Chudley Cannons was a team that I think I didn't actually beat. Was it the only team that I didn't beat, at least once? Well, they were a bogey team on my side. He did seem to score a lot of points every time he played us. However, this season's a new season. Again, like you say, is Lacazette's going to start. I've got to look at my bench and just make sure my lineup's as best as I can get it. And I think if I do that, there's a good chance I could beat them this week. Yeah.
Are you pleased with the season too?
Well,
last season obviously it's been well mentioned in this group that you didn't do too well.
No, I mean, had last season, we should have been relegated, but there was problems with the second league. The two teams that were meant to come up from the other league just couldn't. The stadiums weren't big enough to join the competition, so we got let off by a default. But I think I've had a better draft this year, and I'm hoping to finish higher up the table. Probably maybe he won't win it, but I think I want to be pushing for mid-table, if not top half.
Well, I've got here Chudley win, but I think like the other games, it might be a close one. I think it might depend on Lacazette playing. He might get a few points against the Liverpool team.
You'd hope so. Yeah. Anyway, I will dip. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Right.
And you carry on with your preview.
Right, so the next game I've got the mighty BJs, the reigning champions, versus Colo Colo. Both haven't picked up a win. I thought these two players I thought were going to get off to a good start looking at the squads. But Salah hasn't been at his best for the BJs, who's probably his main point scorer. I mean, he's got a game against Arsenal, which Arsenal, you don't know what team's going to play. They've won 2 games, but haven't really played anyone. Liverpool should get a few points tonight. Then tomorrow he's got Lloris and Alderweireld. Right, not tomorrow. Sunday, sorry. Playing Newcastle, and Newcastle are going to score against Tottenham. It could be a few clean sheets points for him. Also, Jota had a good game yesterday scoring, but you all know what happens to teams who play in Europe on a Sunday. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. Sterling against Bournemouth for Colo Colo. I think 2 or 3 goals, I think is coming, like he showed in the first week. I think Colo's got a few injuries with his Newcastle players. Doherty didn't play yesterday, who's a good point scorer, I think, for Wolves. Sigurdsson and Willian. I mean, Sigurdsson's playing against Villa tonight, who have struggled so far. He might pick up some points. Willian versus Norwich. He might be back, he might not be. I think BJs might just say pip this one. Hopefully not, because I enjoy Kyle's excuses and the arguments going on with him. In the last game, we've got me and STP, the MVP. It might come down to who Pep decides to play out of Jesus and Aguero, because against Bournemouth they've got potential points there. Digne, I think, might be out for MVP. He scored well last week. Probably he's trying to score highly this week if he plays against Villa. He's got Mane and Maguire, who's going to probably score loads of points this season. Grealish, who's might have a good game tonight against Everton. Dwight McNeil's picked up some good points so far, and so has Pope. They might do well against Wolves side, who've played midweek. Ericsson, hoping get a few points as well against Newcastle. James from Man U, I think he'll be starting. If their rumours are right, I think he's an exciting signing for them. For me, I've got Aguero, as I mentioned, who might not start. Silva might not start, which could be problematic. I think Richarlison hasn't got off the mark yet. He could do tonight. And again, Harry Kane against Newcastle. If there's any team to get some points against, for me personally, it would be favourably towards Newcastle. I've drafted in Ben Mee to play against Wolves. Hopefully I cancel out some of